Greetings one and all, and welcome back to the Awaken to Ascend YouTube channel. For those of you who know me, it's no secret that I love crystals. I'm a crystal guy. I'm actually kind of obsessed with crystals. They fascinate me to no end. So much so that I started my own crystal shop and sold and worked with crystals from all over the world. I'm taking a break in that shop right now, but it'll be back up and running soon, and I'm excited for that. But today I wanted to share this guy with you. This is an Elestial crystal from Brazil. It's a big guy. Look at that. It's a beauty. And I feel like crystals of this size definitely are fun to work with. Size does not matter when it comes to crystals, not at all. But the big ones are just fun. Just fun to hold, fun to look at, fun to connect to. And that's what I want to do today. I want to talk about this crystal specifically. And maybe what we can do is connect with it and learn from it and see what messages it has for us. Because I believe that crystals are consciousness. Little ant there. Crystals are consciousness, just like we are. My belief is that we're all consciousness coming into this cube matrix in order to learn and grow and learn more about ourselves. And crystals are no different than human beings. We come into a flesh suit. Our consciousness animates this flesh suit. A crystal consciousness comes into this rock suit. And this crystal has consciousness. Now, does it feel the way we feel? Does it hear the way we hear? Does it absorb energies in the same way a human does? Absolutely not. It's a different style of being. But the consciousness is the same. I like to use this as a... the consciousness is the same. Maybe not exactly the same. We're all from different places. All of our consciousness are from different places. But yeah, this crystal is here to learn. It's here to grow. It's here to teach. It's here to do all the things that a human would want to do itself. It's just in a different form. Elestials are one of my favorite crystals to work with because I feel like what we're really working with here is a bunch of different crystals. Now, yeah, like the overall crystal might have one consciousness, but it's got all these different points. All these different focuses of energy, all working together towards one goal. And I think that's a beautiful thing. So what I would like to do today is to maybe pull some cards for what message, for what mission this crystal, let's just learn about it. I got some cards here. I might tap in directly to this crystal. Let's put that there. All right, let's pull some cards for this specific crystal here. I've got the Omega Land Tarot deck. This is a post-apocalyptic theme deck. I think it's great. So let's just get a little overview of this crystal. Let's ask this crystal, what is its mission here in the cube matrix? All right, sorry for all the distractions. We got helicopters and it's just crazy out here. All right, we got the Queen of Coins. So when I tap into this card, the feeling I get from this crystal is that it wants to absorb energy. It wants to take in all the energies that it possibly can. It wants to soak it all in, whether it's a positive energy in our perspective, a negative energy, it doesn't care. It just wants to take in as many different energies as it possibly can. Let's ask why it wants to do that. Temperance. Let me just go into this card here. So it wants to learn about flow. Okay, that's interesting. It wants to learn how to keep energy moving, keep it working, keep it in a state of change. So... let's put that together. So if it wants to absorb a bunch of energy and it wants to keep that energy moving, why does it need to keep this energy moving? Why does it want to learn how to do that? The Moon card. And give me a second here. Okay, so the feeling I'm getting from this card is that this crystal is concerned about balance, is concerned about neutrality. It doesn't want to get caught up in what's positive and what's negative. It doesn't believe in that sort of thing. It believes all things are valid, all energies are valid here in this cube matrix, and it wants to make sure that it maintains neutrality. It doesn't want to get stuck up in, oh, I want to be a positive force or I want to be a negative force. It doesn't think in that way. It just wants to keep things neutral as much as it possibly can. Okay. So if that's the energy of the crystal, one might imagine that being in the presence of this crystal, if it's putting off a negative or a neutral energy, then you might find yourself thinking more neutrally. Is that a word? Can you think neutrally? That's an interesting question. Yeah, but this is a neutral crystal. It doesn't want to be like love and light. It doesn't want to be shadows and darkness. It wants to be all of it. And it wants to balance those energies. Beautiful. Okay. Boy, there's bugs everywhere out here. Hey, little buggy. All right. Let's connect with this crystal and see what it has to say. One thing I like to do, one way I like to connect with crystals is we all have a output hand and an input hand. And I like to put the crystal in between. Can you guys see that? Kind of like to hold the crystal like this. That way I'm putting my energy into it. I'm receiving my energy from it. And it's creating a loop. So let me just connect with this crystal in meditation real quick and see if I can pull down any message from it. Maybe a message for you guys. I don't know. Okay, it wants to say that everything is going to be okay. Everything always works out. Nothing is ever in doubt. Everything is divinely orchestrated exactly how it should be. So anytime you're feeling worry, doubt, fear, this is your ego placing something that doesn't belong there onto something that is already perfect. This is a dance that we're involved in. Sometimes you're spinning around, other times you're falling down. But it's all part of the dance. And at the end of the dance, you take a bow and you say, how much fun was that? Pain doesn't exist. That's just a perception. Happiness doesn't exist. That's just a perception. When you're in neutrality, all things just are. And this is the best way to maneuver through the cube, to do it without polarity. Because going too far into either polarity will just bring suffering in some way. Obviously, going into the negative polarity brings suffering through negative emotions. But also the lack of negative emotions brings suffering when we go too far into the positive polarity. Because we need that contrast, we need that balance in order to see ourselves clearly, so that we can work through our healing and descend out of this cube matrix if that's what we wish to do. Neutrality is the ultimate way out. Okay, that's all it's got to say. I'm getting swarmed by bugs. I guess it's springtime. Cool. What a neutral crystal. This thing's amazing. Well, what a guy or girl. It's neither. It's neutral. Wow. See, the power of crystals is amazing. It is just... Look at these ants. See, that everyone's drawn to neutrality. These ants are drawn to this crystal. Hey, guys. We gotta go. We gotta show it off to our friends. So yeah, I think people don't understand crystals in the way that they're truly meant to be understood. I don't think a lot of people see them as tools. But we have to remember that this is consciousness. This is a friend. I've seen a lot of people treat these like they're rocks. If your crystal vendor is treating these like rocks, I saw one crystal vendor, he had a fluorite, and you know how they do these like fun Instagram videos to try to sell crystals, he's pouring water on it, and fluorite hates water, and I brought it up to him, and he's like, well, don't worry about it, it's just a little water. It's like, no. This is a body of a consciousness. What if I just poured a little acid on your head? It's just a little acid. A lot of crystal vendors do not understand what they're holding. They don't understand what they're selling. And just be on the lookout for that. If you're of a higher vibration, a lot of people think these are rocks. Don't buy these things from people who think they're rocks, because they're not treating them right. They're not connecting with them. They don't know anything about them. So yeah, they need to be respected, revered, and honored. If you ask me, they came here to teach and learn, just like we did. Okay, so that's what I gotta say today. My crystal friend here, gonna go back to where he was sitting on my desk, and now I've got a newfound appreciation of this one. He's neutral. All right, guys, thanks for watching. My crystal shop will be up and running sometime soon. I don't know when, but soon. And be sure to check out the website in the meantime, awakentoascend.com. Also Instagram, Light of Raiga. And that's all I got for you today. So happy crystalling. I hope you revere your crystals the way I do, because they're beautiful beings. All right, guys, thanks for watching. Have a good one. Peace.